What's all my fellow stackers? We got Jorge here at YCS Indy. He's got top 16 at the event with a pretty cool deck.
It's so funny.
Wait, you got top 16, man. That's pretty nice. What deck do you play?
I played Chaos Fairies.
All right, and it's a pretty sick build. I haven't seen a build like it, so I'm excited to see. You have anything you want to say about the deck before we get into it?
Well, everyone keeps asking me how I played it on DDV. The secret is you don't.
Oh.
You just lose. Now, the Chaos version is slightly more resilience to the DDV. There's been a couple times where because you subtract all the the basic fairy stuff from the list, you just have higher value cards that don't get hit by DDV. So it resolves and you maybe lose one or two cards. If Sangen's on board, you search. If Dialk's on board, you get something back. You're able to recover. And a lot of times I've had my Christia get turned on because I hit a fairy and a herald out of my hand. And it's like, okay, cool.
Drop the boy.
Right.
Or is Christia a girl?
I feel like, in my heart of hearts, she's a girl.
Okay. You're weird.
So the fairy ratios are a little bit different than a lot of people play. I only play 2 Christia, 2 Dialk.
Okay.
Just because there's so much Raikou running around, you really don't this card is great. You can get it whenever you want though, right? If you have a recruit, you can get it whenever you want.
Yeah.
Having this be the only normal summon in your hand that you can ram into a Raikou feels like the worst feeling in the world. So it's just better. And I'm really... It's not as chaos as you would think for it when you hear Chaos Fairy. I play 4 recruiters.
Nice.
Just the base package, so you can get the Christie alive on turn 1 or just doing the recruiter crash game. 3 Herald, 2 Honest, of course. Those are self-explanatory. It's 13 fairies total, so if you don't include these, it's 25% of your deck turns on Herald.
Right.
So I like that math. If you played Modern at some point, tier limits with the Ishizu cards, it's a very similar ratio where they played 16 fairies with the 3 Heralds. Obviously, Modern is way faster, so you can afford to play slightly less fairies. I like the ratio. It makes sense to me mathematically. For other hand traps, just Gorge Trag, 1 Fader, 1 Crow.
Whoa.
How was the Crow main deck?
So the Crow main deck was extremely good. It was just one of those things where Sangen becomes such a crazy toolbox where Sangen resolving gets you 1 of 4 hand traps or engine, which is way more than a lot of decks can do with a Sangen. It's also really cute to just have something that you can throw out to the graveyard, hit a Plague early, just to drop a Chaos Sword to get that Dark in the graveyard. It's very actionable whenever you want. I play 2 Kai's. This deck suffers from normal summon syndrome, so
can't play 3.
You really break on 3.
Yeah, I like how you cut a lot of normals.
Right. And then Chaos Sork and 1 Cyber Dragon in the main for extra speed.
How was Cyber Dragon?
Cyber Dragon's insane.
Did you play any Machina or anything? Or
yeah, I did, and it obviously came up.
Yeah.
But the Cyber Dragon is also just it opens up lines for Ancient Sacred Wyvern, and just Black Rose your opponent out of nowhere. And Ancient Sacred Wyvern plus Christia is 7,700 damage.
Oh wow!
So if your opponent has anything less than 8,000, you just lose the game instantly. Because assuming your Christie grabs back an Honest, is hitting for 28, and then Ancient Sacred Wyvern goes to 5,000 something.
Yeah.
I played 2 DD Warrior Lady. I was playing 1 before, but you'll see in the Spell Trap lineup that I cut something that feels really wrong, but playing the 2 Lady is just so strong. Being able to set it into Ab-Zero, being able to set it into Titanium, Amaryllis, anything. I set this and they think they're pressuring me with Goyo and then it's surprise, or Goyo's banished. It's incredible. Sangan, Card Trooper, Raikou, Cyber Valley. Cyber Valley's insane. Don't ever let anyone tell you that it's not. Play that card. I almost want to play 1 for 1 just so I could see this more often and see Consecrated Light in dark matches a little bit more often. For the spells, Heavy, MST, Book, Mindcon, Braincon.
How was Book?
Yeah, how was Book? I don't like this card.
So it helps you not get absolutely railed by Karma Cut, helps you not get railed by Deep Prison, helps you not get railed by Mirror Force. It's pretty much just recruiter protection, right? This deck never dies to bottomless because if you summon Christia and affect target Dialk, You get bottomless, you just summon the D-Alk, and then when it dies, you just get back Christia. So it's like the card's super bad, but it does help you like just insulate your plays. It's also just so many times people just go, I'm gonna brain con your Christia. It's the only way for me to out it. It's like, well, I'm gonna have to out it twice because I'm flipping it face down, and you have to kill me this turn because it's gonna just go back up. And even if you do out it, it just goes to the top of my deck, and then it's gonna drop it again.
So it's really good for you?
Yeah,
you wouldn't cut it, right?
I very much like it.
Okay.
Would you ever play more than one, or do you think one is?
No, I think one is perfect because the other card does a very similar purposes to one compulse, right? Like it's just one of those cards where like you summon something, they do some crazy back row, you just bring it back, or it's just interaction. Plus, I side decree, so like having interaction that isn't a trap card is very good. Call, torrential, mirror force, the standard. Return, Trap Dust Shoot, the standard, and then the two kind of texts were one Dust Tornado and one Yada in the main. I really like this into Raikou, right? Just people set a back row, set a Raikou, and you're able to actually commit. This is the reason why I feel like this deck was able to perform so well for me today. It's because I was able to actually play cards non-committal into a Raikou to clear the Raikou, or at least force my opponent to flip it. Unless you just want to start discarding cards from your hand.
Like just Yada, or like
Dust Tornado. Being able to go call the Haunted to bring back a D-Alk or a Sangan or anything, right? Just cards that play well into Raikou.
Oh, Call is so broken in this deck. Holy shit.
Card Trooper, Sangan, just a lot of good targets. I've had a lot of times where I call, summon my Christia, and then I bring it, it goes to the top of the deck, so it gets out of my graveyard because I know it's live. So it's very actionable. Just cards that you want to be able to play into Raikou. For the side.
One sec.
Yeah,
did you ever miss like anything like Plague Spread or any sort of like tuners or anything
so,
like that?
I very much thought about it a lot, but like.
Yeah, your only tuners are the Heralds, right?
Yes. The thing about it is, you have no consistent way to get that card to the graveyard. You just have to hope you mill it, which is kind of funny.
And like one Raikou.
Exactly. One Raikou, one Card Trooper. So it's like if anytime I'm like, God, if I had a place for it in the graveyard, I'd be broken. But like, it's just the chance of it resolving that way consistently is just not happening a lot. Let's just do the extra deck real quick. The broken tokens. This card was super good.
Damn, everyone's on this
card. A lot of value
now.
Players are like, I'm gonna set this Spirit Reaper, and you're not gonna be able to kill me.
Bro, why you gotta do that to me?
That's for you specifically. Standard. This card is broken. A lot of times, I don't want to commit to Black Rose or Ancient Sacred Wyvern. So having a 7 that you can make with a Cyber Dragon and a Herald that actually has an effect that is relevant is good. Nice. These two, the 4 7s, and then Mistworm. Mistworm very rarely comes up, but when it does, it's absolutely insane. So it's just worth playing.
How many games did you win off Wyvern?
Wyvern,
yeah.
Just one.
Just one?
Just one. It's one of those, it doesn't come up a lot, but when it does, you need that card specifically. There's no other card that can fulfill
You don't
that
play
purpose.
Parshath?
No, you can't make it in this list.
Oh, you can't make it?
You need Light Fairy non-tuners.
Oh, okay. I'm
I
trolling.
was thinking that myself. Yeah.
I would definitely play it. I'd probably cut Mistworm for that card if I could play it. Consecrated Light. The second Crow. 2 Electric Virus for Drago and just Dragon decks in general.
Did you bring that in at all this weekend?
But no, I didn't play a single Dragon deck. But
you could say that it's machines too, right?
Yeah, but
you have to target the
only
fortress.
thing that you can take is Fortress that's relevant.
So it's
Yeah, that's not that great.
One Mole, which is more Flip Monster hate. It's good into Ab-Zero. It's good into Synchros. It's good into.
I hate this card. I love this card, but I hate it with
pesky boy. Like it's just so good because you can just go like Special Cyber Dragon, normal this, and you have so much pressure.
Insane.
Or you go special Christia, normal this, or you have a 3000 Trag and you normal this and you bounce it and you swing for 36.
It's the best card in that support.
It's insane. This is something I brought in instead of Knock.
Okay.
It's a normal summon pressure card. Like the thing about Knock is that it has so much variance. Your opponent may not set a monster.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas this, you can literally bring it down next to.
What do you bring this into though? Because you're not bringing this into Vayu.
Any deck with Raikou in it.
So you bring that
Are you
in?
bringing this to Vayu?
But you only commit it when you know that they're gonna set Raikou or Hamster. If you know that they have value in the graveyard, you're not gonna summon this because it just dies.
Yeah.
Right. So it's one of those you have to know how to use it. You can't just blindly like.
So you do put it against Vayu.
Yeah, I
right?
do.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's one of those things where it's like a lot of times I have like Caius, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna drop this Gorge, it's gonna go crazy, and I summon this. Now all of
Yeah.
a sudden,
Yes.
they're taking over 5,000 and they lose their gores. So you just have to know when to commit it. It's just one.
Yeah.
It's been better for me than knock, and it's also just it doesn't get hit by deck dev.
Yeah.
It's cute.
I love this card, man. This card's so cool.
Did you bring it in this weekend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. And when I did it, it resolved.
good.
And it was there's been twice where my opponent judgmented this normal summon
Whoa!
because he had no choice. He's like, I lose the game instantly if I can't resolve this right.
Whoa!
The second Cyber Dragon, Soul Taker. This is just it was used to be the third electric virus. It has nothing to do with the fact that I do not have another Starfoil electric virus. That's all cap. Do not believe anyone that says otherwise.
Who says that? Who's saying that?
I have no idea. I can't.
Is anyone at this table saying it?
It was me.
It was you?
Anyways,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So I decided
guy?
to play this other card that's way more expensive than that other $30 electric virus.
Wait, so what is it? Why are you?
So this.
So is this actually because you have electric virus? Or like,
No. So 100. Anyways, the Soul Taker is for Vanity's Fiend. It's for Ab Zeros.
Okay.
It's for synchros in general.
Okay.
It's for.
Dewfrog?
I was playing Smashing, right?
Right.
But the thing about Smashing is that when they have Red MD Drago, the Smashing doesn't kill the Drago. The Drago's the problem, right? When they have
Do
Vanity's
you have
Dupe.
PTSD against
Yes.
dragons? Okay.
Yes.
Just make it.
Anyways, when they have Vanity's Dupe, it kills the dupe instead of the Vanities, so it doesn't out the problem. I need to be able to, yes, it's worse into Titanial, but I feel like this deck doesn't have the worst time into Titanial in general. Speaking of Titanial decks, Soul Release for Amaryllis and Lightsworn, and sometimes depending on like how the person is playing, I'll bring it in versus like Hero Frog and stuff. It really depends on what kind of player they are.
Yeah.
If they're balls to the walls pushing every turn, I don't bring it in, but if they're very reserved, they're waiting for that OTK push, I bring it in because sometimes you just blow them out with it.
Did you ever bring it in against the mirror?
In the mirror, no, this card's awful in the mirror.
Oh.
I mean, I don't.
If you bring in Crow or play Soul Release versus Fairies, you're awful.
Did you ever resolve it to the point where like you like banish their stuff and then banish some of your stuff so Chrisia goes to 4? Yeah.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Pulling the Rug, Decree, Threatening Roar. Speaking of more Dragon PTSD, Threatening Roar is primarily for that. It's also just good in general, right? When you're when you have Caiuses in your deck and stuff, like being able to you feel so safe. And you can make a big board and know that you're not going to get your Goyo taken by Brain and reversal because you have a Threatening Roar set. Versus the Dragon decks, like Dragon Turbo PTSD. If I set this, it doesn't matter what their hand is, I'm not going to die. And if I don't die, that means I have 1, 2, like a million cards that I can use to push back and then close them out of the game.
So, this Crow, I know you told me
Yes.
you were debating about Crow.
So, believe it or not, the day before Mr. Sizzle posted his funny little video, I bought a Transmigration Prophecy because I'd been testing it. It didn't arrive in time. I'd been testing it instead of the second Crow.
Right.
By the way, I don't play Allure of Darkness. That's like kind of like the funny card I decided not to play. I only play 8 Darks. If you play like 3 Dialk, 3 or 2 Battle Fader, 3 Caius, then yes, you should play it by default. But because I cut down on the Darks, it was dead too often. I was like hoping, and then I banished like the Trag in my hand that was good anyway. Like it
wasn't great.
Exactly.
All the cards are good.
Crow is great if you're playing Allure, but because I'm not, I was really debating on the Transmigration Prophecy because the return wars with this deck is crazy. I return, they return, like it gets nuts. So return is just such a broken card. Like if you draw that card and you get Caius like once or twice, like all of a sudden you can just kill your opponent out of nowhere. Being able to have a card that does the same function but doesn't fuel your opponent's return is so insane. And also, it's another card that you can set into a Raikou deck.
Oh yeah,
Where worst case scenario, they Raikou your back row because they're all scared. They live in fear. You flip this, and it's like, oh, they don't have any targets in their graveyard. I guess I'll just put back my 2 fairies and go to 4, or
manipulate your.
I'll put back 1 and 1 and go, you know, and just make it work, right? So it's never really dead, quote unquote. But like any card can be dead, right? But it resolves a lot better than Crow. It also doesn't get hit by deck dev.
Yeah. All good points especially for your deck.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to be trying it moving forward, especially since I have an ultimate rare now.
Other than Transmigration, did you miss any other card? Like wish you had it inside, main, extra?
There's really I don't think both of my losses were definitely things there's just nothing I could have done.
Right.
I got Grefford, pitch Sirocco, send Grepher special, pitch
Yeah.
Sirocco, send Vayu, send a Dark, you know, summon Armed Wing, Burial, put it back, summon Dad, Burial again, Brain Con, take my guy, and I didn't draw any defense. It just is what it is. That was my round 1. I won rounds 2 through 6. I drew round 7, and then round 8 I lost to Frazier. I trapped Dusty him, and his hand was Vanity's Fiend, Caius. He'd already resolved Swap Frog at this point, so he has Treeborn in the graveyard, so he has a Swap Frog. Gores, Brain. No, it wasn't Brain. It was Karma Cut and Miracle. He just had everything.
Yeah.
And I had to take the Vanities. I pulling the rug one of the Kaises, but the second one was coming down. I heralded that. He Karma Cutted the Honest. If I would have drawn Christia, the game might have been able to keep going, but
The fact that you can come back from that is crazy. Yeah.
This is definitely one of those decks where, and I play Dragon Link in Modern, so it's like I'm already putting myself at a disadvantage in general. So that's kind of like what I do. It's kind of I'd much rather play a deck that I enjoy playing than just play whatever the quote-unquote best deck is. Whereas I'd be playing Blackwing and probably have crippling depression.
Yeah, respect to you for sticking to your guns, man.
The deck is just hard to play. If you can play the deck correctly, it's actually a lot of fun. A lot of matches don't go the same, right? Because you think, oh, you just draw Christian wins. Like, it's really not all that easy because people know, right?
It takes a lot of maneuvering to be able to actually get to that point.
Exactly. And when people are like, oh, this deck just loops Christia forever, it's because I'm calculatedly not playing certain cards so as to never go past 4 fairies.
Yep.
I'm not going to commit the 5th fairy to the board because I get Trenchel and I lose the game. You know what I mean? Just little things like that. Knowing what to summon off your hair. You don't always have to go for the Crash 4 play.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it all depends.
A lot of options. Any shoutouts you want to give?
A shout out to Versus Games.
Oh. Yeah. Where is that? Where's that?
Of that place? That's in Orlando, Florida.
Are they having an event anytime this year?
As a matter of fact, we are.
Whoa.
So, October 26th, we'll be doing an Edison 3v3. Great prizes. A lot of things will be announced. The best prizes. A lot of things are going to be announced following details for that. We're doing our GGP also in October? August. A lot of events. We hold events constantly. And shouts out to my homies right here that I came here with.
The boys.
Yeah, that guy got top 8 twice. Can you believe that?
Why is that guy so good?
He's so handsome.
I want to be like you when I grow up.
That's right. Hey, what's up, big guy?
That's goaded.
I'm not that good. I'm awful.
You're pretty good, bro.
But, yep, that's it for me.
Awesome, man. Congrats on your run in Sick Vic.
Thanks, man.